Yes, you don't know, big up. But today I'm going to discuss crime. I've been deported back to Jamaica. But in America, I grew up Mount Vernon, entered drugs, buy cook up crack, even buy cocaine and cook it, turn it into crack. But a couple of days ago, me and Arasa was reading on the streets. So, good conversation. We was talking about a documentary I watched on TV, I Rastafari, which I thought it was the best documentary I ever see on TV about Rastafarians. Three type of Rastafarians that started in the 60s. Bobo Shanti, then Naya Bingi, and then 12 Tribe Dread. Yeah, these were the first three organizations of the Rasta. Then, as years went on, new branches formed. But anyway, so me and the Rasta getting a good conversations. Cause me and the reason few times nothing Lindsay, we know each other. But this is something that shocked me because he blamed the system for his living condition. Yeah. He blamed the JLP government, he blamed the PFP government, and he blamed society, and he went back into slavery, white people. Then after slavery, and then when the two governments in Jamaica formed, he blamed them for his condition. So me laugh at him like, you're a joke. What government have to do with your condition now? So I tell him, say, I went to school, come from good family, Jamaica to America, went to jobs and whatever. I did my crime. Him say him didn't get the education. See, him say he didn't go to school. He didn't tell me why he didn't go to school because the competition got heated. And then he made it look as if he was educating me and going in history about the white man slavery because I didn't understand what he mean, the system. How you going to blame a system? You must have an origin, a foundation to blame the system. He couldn't tell me that, but he blamed the system. So he got heated, emotional, jump on his bike and gone. Ring. So me laugh, see the anger in his face, But like I said, he didn't tell me what society did him. Me, I've been to a lot of things in Leeds State ever since whatever. JLP supporters, PMP, no people stop talking to me through politics, religion, or some feel they can't boss me and realize they can't boss me because they feel to act as if they boss me because people chat about me so much. So no people that I knew stopped talking to me without telling me the reason. Because their mouth bounced from one street corner to a next, from one mouth to a next. So this sort in a lenses. So I don't blame society. I tell my story in books that I try to write, music, social media. But yes, they can get some of the blame. And some blame I can take too. Because this is how the system goes. So when you blame the system without giving me a root cause, why you blame the system? Did the government take you out of your house? Did they demolish your house? Did they do something to you? Him couldn't tell me that. But see, that's how him live. No first attack like that. And I hear other people on the street telling me that white man this and white man that. Even when some people try to call me black brother 2014, I went against it. They start criticizing other people. I say, well, that's fine. You don't got to criticize them to call me a black brother. If you're going to deal with a man, you don't have to use history to come call me a black brother. Because I don't use history to call a man black brother. Because it ain't nothing, just a word of mouth. Some people use black brother phrase to manipulate you. Get close to you and then they rob you. Take your girlfriend, take your husband, and so black brother phrase like a tool. It's a tactics to get close to a black person. So that black brother phrase, not call me black brother.
Black brother, who you call black brother? That's something you beg. A friend you look. Hey, black brother phrase don't come on black people job application form, So go check the format. You with them talk there, just heal me what you want heal me. Cause I'm not call them talk there. Serious. Brother, no black brother, make me not call you black brother. No black brother, make me not call you black sister. No black brother, make me not call you black brother. No black brother, make me not call you black sister. This
brother. Yeah, so like I said, just the society. So before him left for them, I said I did my crime up there. And in America, you got a lot of 5%ers. They blame the white man for their crime, not for them. Say it wasn't for the devils, the white people, them crackers or whatever, they wouldn't be in this condition. Because, they believe in that stuff. And Nation Islam would talk that too. But I understand Nation Islam because Nation Islam go against drugs. Yeah, they will clean up their community from drugs. If you go in their community trying to sell drugs, you're going to bring pressure on you. So it's okay for them to blame the white man because they fight against drugs. They get hired or to go clean up communities. They just do that under their own nature. So when you hear Nation Islam blame the white system, they have a point because they fight in the drugs trade. They clean up their community because know the white man poison the community with these things. Not just black community. A lot of people get affected from drugs. I used to sell drugs. I sold drugs to white people. Come in nice cars. There was crack users. So drugs affect everybody. It don't just affect black people. Even though they say that's the majority where it's at. Yeah, but it affect everybody. But when you sell drugs, crack, cocaine, heroin, you sell it to whatever skin color you sell it to. And when you get caught going to the system and go upstate New York or anywhere in America, and you're going to turn around and blame the white people? Come on, man. You're going to go back in slavery enough to justify it? Well, the crime that I did was assault. Like many other Jamaicans in prison. Assault, robbery. Some go there for murder. And some go there for hurting an African American. And what we would say, a Yankee boy. So when, in prison, when we hear some Americans, black saying they blame white system, we Jamaican would say, well, a Yankee boy may stab up under the prison. It was no white man put me in prison. Yankee boy violate me, me see him, and I stab them up. Him testify, and my one-time friend testify. So that make 2 African American. And when we talk with the 2 Yankee boys testify, that's why they have blood clot jail. And the other Jamaican who, let's say they kill an American, they will say a Yankee boy me kill and come to jail and they send me to prison. That's how Jamaican talk. So while the Americans over there talking that stuff, you know, Jamaica will be on their own end. You see all them boy they chat about white boy, and one of them they have to kill if you come at this blood clot jail there. And they attack them attack. So that is how conversation take place in prison. You know? Each country have a different mind how they see things. But we understand slavery, we understand your oppression, we understand all that. But the white man didn't tell you to go take that gun, go kill nobody. The white man didn't tell those people to go sell drugs, so or robbery or whatever. So it's just word of talk and you don't hold no weight. You don't get no sympathy for talking. Like you have enough Americans who take Jamaicans for fool. Because that's what we say. Yankee boy take we for fool. Then take Yardman for fool. And when Yardman dust them, I just saw it go. Yeah, the American who dust beat up Jamaican the same way. But you know, no time we say American take Jamaican for fool. So we have to be out there on the alert. Whether you have 5% among them or a Muslim, because when I became a 5%, you know what the American did? They were Asiatic from Queens in the desert. Caught him trying to go in my cube to sneak thief, go in my locker for thief. Because that's what they're good at, you know, behind my back. But see, he got brave because he knew I'd turn 5%. So he looked at it different now when I'm 5% I know. So this possible if he go stealing my stuff and I realize it's him or other people say it was him, he probably think he won't gonna involve the other Jamaicans. Yeah. But nothing came out of it because he didn't made it into locker. I came from out the day room and I turned to go in the passage where my cube is at. And I see him he was gonna enter the cube and he turned around because his friend was looking out. But I caught it. I didn't say nothing to him because he didn't go in my cube. He just stand by acting as if he was looking at something or whatever, you know. So that's what a lot of African Americans do. They sneak thief stuff. And enough of them sneak thief their own black people stuff than a Latino stuff. You know, they didn't touch the Hispanic stuff. All my years in jail, they didn't touch the Hispanic that much. Even though sometimes war go on with the Hispanic. But they were mostly prey on black Americans, you know. But when the Bloods and Crips started filling up the prison system, some only had heart for just, you know, them and the Spanish at odds. But, you know, that's how prison system is now. You got sneak thief, you got a type of thing there. You know what I'm saying? So, and when you have a black God council like the Rasta, hear the Selassie praise. Selassie speak of education. Some of Selassie write in our speech that people should try to be better than how they were in the ancient times. Modern day time, no, he used education to modernize Ethiopia. So, you praising a man God, and yet you're here blaming white people. When your God didn't blame white people, he didn't live in the past. He made allies. God, Italy invaded Ethiopia. Selassie went to Jerusalem. They say he better he come to England. I guess they didn't want him to stay there because that's too much, you know. You have the Jews down there occupying it, building their stuff already. You understand? So England with England, then England help him, and he overthrow back. He took back Ethiopia from Mussolini. So he got an ally. If he didn't get no ally from them same white people who allow Hitler to bomb them. But you see, that's business, politics. But you have enough people in the state, you know. No people across Jamaica. Them grooming like an next person grooming them. Like I say, you know, every sound system have a crowd. Every artist, every DJ have fans. You know, so when him attack, him have him look at young people them run him in his way he live, and he will influence them with that. How I talk on the street, there are enough young people out there. I will influence them the way I talk, and this is it. Education come in different forms, shapes, and patterns. And manipulate some just lame like that. You know, but like I said, me never played a white man for go to prison. Even before I have no history. I didn't know history that much before I went to prison. But I just know the man did something, so I see him, went to him, he reached for a bat in his car, and my knife just started twisted up in him, you know. So I went to prison for it. And to this day, never try to point finger on white people or slavery. Because slavery is over. Because God be talk that, build thing. Elijah Muhammad, he didn't live in the past, he built the film thing. Noble Ali didn't live in the past. He built the Moore Science Temple, he didn't live in the past. You got to deal with the present now. So, no future living in the past, I can't just say, stop it. But like I said, God give everybody free will. Yeah, that's why Allah gave people free will. So, man will always be left and right, swing and wobble. Like young people out there, if you respect reality, go out there and try your thing. And when people go against you, then you can't blame people. But when you blame the whole system, when you come out the road and you sell your things, and you try it, and you stay a blame system where you can't express what the system do to you. You can't speak for a race, you know, because race don't know you. I can't speak for a race. Me not a race preacher. I don't have no organization like Marcus Garvey, Elijah, and those people who speak to members. When you got that, when you're in an organization, you got followers, you know. It's like an artist have to pick up his fans, because if it was for his fans, he wouldn't reach the heights where he reached. You can't pick up people who get respect, like in a talent show. Respect those who vote. Respect those who put money in your pan. Because without those votes and money, you wouldn't win that contest. This is how you go. You just can't just speak like you're a race leader. You're not a race leader. So I don't speak for black people. Because I'm not a race leader. I speak for people in general and topics. You know, political topics. Just on the other day, a man was telling about Azania in South Africa. He said South Africa name is Azania. He said South Africa is just a geographical location. Just like Central Africa. It's a geographical location. It's not a name. These are two countries on the continent of Africa don't have a real name. And there's a country shouldn't name off a geographical location. You got North Korea, you got South Korea, but it was one Korea. You got East Germany, you got West Germany, but it's one Germany. You got Sudan split, South Sudan, you have West Sudan, you have North Sudan. You don't have a country that geographical location. So on Facebook, he write me, he made this and me I teach him about Palestine. Because he didn't know much about Palestine. So I said, me not music doing Palestine work. And you know what I say? I like to support a pastor, but Israel occupied. So he asked me the question. So I said to him, he asked me, compare South Africa with Zimbabwe. I said, won a revolution. They pick up arms. You know, a lot of them went to prison for it. They won a revolution and they changed the name to Zimbabwe. Before the name was Rhodesia. And they tried to name the name Zimbabwe Rhodesia, but the international community didn't recognize the two names in Zimbabwe Rhodesia. So they finally came and said Zimbabwe. And when they got independent, it remained Zimbabwe. South Africa was different. The white people, the colonists, the oppressors, they just put Mandela in and gave them politics. So it's still South Africa. But he said the people over there wanted to name Azania. Well, I told him that you have to go start, do some organization and build your thing now and get some support, if that's what you're saying. I heard it before, but I never really heard it on the media. Me hear people listen to words, I probably hear look at one word, but when they change it, that's up to them. You know, Azania, so you learn. They didn't say, boy, why are you singing about Palestine? No, the man said, learn. Then he shared my post and his post that Ismail al-Shabazz teach him this. You know, so I shared it back on my post. So that's how I connect on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? On my other Facebook page, you know, Ismail al-Shabazz. So interacting with many people from over the African continent, I even Asia in the inbox. So you learn, you don't just stuck. South Africa problem is theirs. I mean, I can only implement right into about it, but that's their problem. Central Africa, that's their problem. They don't want to change, find a name for them nation. Europe, there's no country in Europe with a geographical location name. There's no country in South and North America with that. Caribbean, and there's no country in Asia with a geographical location. It's just Africa, 2 countries with geographical location names. So things need to be balanced. Yeah. So whenever those 2 countries decide to find a name that suit them, that world could accept them, because the world not force them to change, you know. And them have to do it themselves. No one ain't gonna change it. Because I said the world not gonna change it. You are the citizen of that country. You and your people decide that. So G. Alice the Militant out.